natural look going on one time with the one time. Ladies and gentlemen, want to introduce dancer, business owner, consultant. What do I stop at?
Tutor.
Student.
Scientist.
The world is round. She's figured that part out. You know what I mean? Her name is Raquel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Raquel. Please.
But y'all better known it as Eb. You know what I'm saying? And y'all been asking me about Eb, if Eb is even coming back. So y'all see Eb in the building, so y'all know she's here now. You know what I mean? Put some respect on her name. What's up, man?
Man, y'all thought y'all could get rid of me that easy? Y'all thought y'all was just gonna get rid of me?
Just like that, huh?
Not at all.
Just like that, man. Listen, it's been a mad, crazy roller coaster going on around here. You know what I mean? Here's my thing, man. How you feeling right now?
I'm good. I'm happy to be
between
my two favorite people, you know?
Yeah. We are?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you be, right?
We can't tell. That's why you've been treating us. There wasn't movie you watched. There wasn't no family reunion. Yeah, we did. So how's things been with you with this whole shutdown?
I've been very fortunate, you know, blessed to be a business owner, supporting other Black business owners, and also just being able to tutor and still teach, especially as we go into a new school year. I can only imagine what students are getting ready to prepare for. So just being on the opposite side, and being an educator, I can only imagine, but I'm truly blessed to have been able to still, you know, stay afloat and try to make a difference, because it's such a crazy time.
It is.
So do the best I can for parents, for college students, you know, for people who just don't have those resources. So gotcha. I've been trying to make the most of it, you know, keep us
blowing you up like
positive. Yeah. I mean, I look forward to it. I usually do more college work, so with the pandemic has brought me, you know, back into like 7th, 8th grade. So it's going to be exciting. I'm excited for it.
Right, because a lot of parents really want their kids to go to school, but they don't.
Yeah, they want to say it.
Yeah, no, like really. But I don't want people to think I'm a bad parent if I say I really want my kid to go to school.
Yeah. And some of them, like, we overlook, like, educators are so underpaid on the teacher side.
Right.
So we have parents, like, I think as a society we forget that teachers go to school for years to teach how to teach, you know, like to learn how to teach and everything. So you have parents at home who are like, if I have 5 apples and I eat 1, you know, and then it becomes this yelling match and frustration. So, you know, it's so overlooked that it's such a skill to be able to teach, especially our youth, you know.
Yes.
So hopefully, you know, if you're an educator, stay strong. There are tutors out there. Reach out. You know.
We love you.
Yes. Yeah. We see you. We value you.
Respect you.
Okay.
She's definitely passionate about it. She's definitely passionate
yes.
about it. Before we move any further and get this, because I know y'all got a lot of questions for Eb and this relationship with her and Tonya, and how the things going. Want to make sure first that you guys are remembering the Marc and Tonya, Team Marc and Tonya shirts are out and available. There will be links posted. I'm sorry I didn't post a link into the room.
We had one for Eb, but she didn't want to wear it.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not wearing that shit. What's wrong with you?
Team Eb shirt coming soon. Be on the lookout.
Yeah. Also, man, share this video right here. Like, share it, y'all. Like it, hit the like button, and share away, man. We're gonna be talking about some incredible things tonight, because there's a few interesting stories that y'all don't know about Eb coming into the movie Love of Drugs that we're gonna dab into tonight. And we're also gonna get into some questions. And I think some questions we missed last week, we'll definitely pick back up on, man. Another thing, want to shout out to our publicist, Candace, Renee, Divas of Dallas. Stay on the lookout, because they will be coming. They will be in the building, and it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So big people doing big things. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. Yeah. So, man, check this out. I guess we're gonna get right down to business and talk to things. We're gonna dig into Eb's life a little bit. You know what I mean? Because y'all been all in me and Tonya business with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But this week we're gonna be in Eb business. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get up all over.
I can handle it. Yeah. Let's go.
So let's talk about this first. Let's talk about Love and Drugs. How did you come about? Because a lot of people don't know that you wasn't the original Eb in this movie.
I was not.
She was on the original trailer. She's on both trailers, but the original trailer she was only supposed to be in for a filler, And she ended up,
and I ended up. I mean, you guys loved Eb so much, so shout out to y'all for showing me all the support to even keep me there. I'm like, I am Eb. This role is for me, you know.
Because I remember when.
But it was like day of, right?
No, because we got the call because the person that was really supposed to play it, schedule got messed up and couldn't do it. And I was on set with you from Fred Hammond's movie. Yeah. And when he asked me, man, what we get? I just need somebody to do it, and she needs to be attractive and can act. I was like, well, I know somebody that's got some attitude. Yeah. So I called and was like, yo, can you make this trip to come shoot this trailer for this movie? I ain't saying like it's gonna be you, but this trailer's gonna be different.
We need a spot. Yeah, we need a filler.
And she came in and she actually controlled the moment because there was a scene in there where she beat the dude with a gun. And I remember after that, DeMarcus hit me back. He was like, yo, I really like that look on her. Yeah. And she can handle the moment. She's like, I'm off for the job. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So what was that call for you like?
I mean, it was, I still can't believe like we're here preparing for Love and Drugs 2. I'm still like shook just a little bit because I mean, so many people didn't think they would see Eb again, and like I was one of those people. I was right with y'all. I was like, oh, this is it. You know, this is fun. So even when I got the call, I was like, me, like musical theater, really a ballerina, like dancer, me. You know, I was so blessed to even. I was like, where you need me to be? What time? Right. Yes, like I'm on the way. You need me to be on the way back? Like, what's up? So it was such a blessing for Bailey to even consider me, like to decide to keep me on. And even still, it's still like unreal almost. I think I'm not even going to believe it until I'm at the premiere for 2 that I'm like, like that's again, I'm back.
Yeah, because I remember him calling and saying, yo, I'm gonna bring Eb back and I got an idea. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, what's going to happen? Because originally, you know, you were supposed to die in one. Yeah. Did he tell you that?
No, I mean, I died, so I assumed. No, I didn't even know.
The killing was supposed to have, you were supposed to
have.
Yeah, he was dead.
Dead.
Like gone. One of the things that stopped it was he didn't want, because I think we understood the fact that what Eb was doing was trying to get Mark's attention. Yeah. And Mark was being a hypocrite because how do you punish her for the same thing he wants? He just wants it with Tonya. You know what I mean? So in his head, it was more like, I'll just get her away. And and so when he called about 2, and it was more like, yeah, Mark's past finna eat his ass up for lying. Yeah. So like, oh, you know. So when you got the script, what was the first thing?
I feel like I'm glad that. So Eb was going out. Everyone's so team Marc and Tonya, right? And I'm like, listen, y'all need to give Eb a chance. Because now, when you think about it, you got this loyal down from the streets chick, and she's not gonna be disloyal for nothing. Something had to happen to cause Eb to all of a sudden flip the script. Like, she know the code. She fight guys. You know, she a gun-toting, pistol slanging. You know, Eb ain't no just average. Right. So it's like, what turned her to do something? You know, a woman scorned. Okay? Yeah. So I'm glad Eb has a chance to tell her side. That's to be seen in a different light. Like, Team Eb is you know, there's a reason.
So she really wanted the relationship with Mark. Yeah. Right.
Like,
what was the betrayal that she felt behind it?
I think Eb was coming from a place from loyalty. So when you are loyal and giving your all into an organization and business, being the only woman in the business, really holding it down, putting yourself in these dangerous situations, being able to hold it down and then to just be overlooked, but still be providing, doing everything. Mm-hmm. But it's this. So it's like, at what point, what do I do? Because holding it down ain't enough. Being loyal, being in a gang, taking ass whoopings, you know, making drops, being a part of the crew was not enough. So then you turn to intimacy and being sexual and everything that entails. And then that's not enough. It's like, at what point? So, okay, you pick the right one. You pick somebody to play with. So I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. Okay. Truly,
that's dope. Man. Come on. So I want to ask you this quick. I think me and you dove in this one time. When people talk about it, because I know they've asked us the questions about choosing characters and how they relate and stuff. How much does Raquel relate to Elle? Was that an easy transition in getting into this role, or was it something that you found like, oh, okay, this is interesting?
You know, it's a little bit of both. Raquel is definitely grew up hard knock, grew up tough, spent time on the streets, had this rough upbringing. And the same as Eb, the same hunger and doing what you gotta do. Nothing's gonna hold. Eb being a female, it doesn't hold her back. She hanging with the best of them, banging with the best of them. And Raquel is the exact same way. So bringing those together, now I've never been like in the cartel or nothing, but there's so much similarity. It was such a role that I could relate to, which is almost why like I fell in love with the character. Eb is like Marcus calls me Eb, like I still get called Eb. So I get called Eb. Yeah, so I relate where I love the role because it allows me to express things that I haven't expressed just in my adult life as Raquel. So it helps me just channel that and bring it somewhere. So we relate so much. Like being on set is so relatable that sometimes you need a moment to get into character. But like I am Eb. Eb is a part of me. So it's easy for me to grasp the lines and then understand her and come from that. From that, you know?
Gotcha. That's deep. Because even in you played another character that was kind of similar to that, even in the choir. You know what I mean? I think that's where when I saw you, and I was like, yo, this woman is dope. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like she's 3'7" and she's like the biggest person in the room though.
They're the toughest one.
Right, because her personality stood out so big. And there was I remember there was a scene where she's in like smoking a cigarette. And she's just like questioning the girl, like they're in the strip club, and she's like, "Yo, bitch, who are you?"
Yeah.
Like what's up with this guy stuff you doing? Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm watching the scene. I'm like, yo, who's little mama? You know so that's why when DeMarcus called me, I was like, yo, I know a little kid.
Yeah.
It's so impressive when they little.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, who was that? Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Yo, was you did that?
Okay.
Yeah. So take us to this moment. Take us to this moment. Elle, there's a scene where Elle sees Tonya for the first time, right? And she recognizes this is her. What was going through Elle's head at that point?
So when I first see Tonya, we're at the house, right? You bring her into the trap, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think right away I'm like, this can't be who you're replacing me with, because like I expected somebody who I felt like I couldn't beat up. And no, like, offense to Tonya, but Tanya's like so ladylike and wonderful and in the church, and you know, so I'm looking like it ain't even a thug. Like I can beat her up. You know,
so you
like what? Yes, I'm like, you didn't even bring somebody. Yeah. Like if Tonya pulled out a pistol, I'd have been like, oh, you know. But I'm like, you brought this beautiful, classy, ladylike, you know, who's like, oh, where we at? And I'm like, oh, my God, at least let it be somebody who I'm like, what you finna do? Pray for me? You know, like, why you want me to beat people up? Like, why you want to make it this easy? Was I think Eb's first thing. Like, ain't no way, you know. And women, we have this. But we hate, but we also like no matter how beautiful the woman is, we're gonna be like, oh, so that's her. Yeah. You know, we automatically gotta try to find something wrong. Yeah. So automatically, you know, Eb pulls out her gun, like, oh, this her? Like, I got this. I thought
shoes on.
Like, you know, her shirt is chiffon. Yeah. Wait. Like, we supposed to be thugs, and you bring in this lady like
help you.
You know, I was so like I'm making drops. Like, tell her to make a drop. Tell her she don't go tithe it. Like what?
But isn't it like that in real life though?
Right. It is.
It's like that.
Yeah. So do y'all? So when y'all women say you date a guy, right, and the guy moves to the next girl, is it automatically a picking contest at that point when you first see her? Like she, even if she's like incredibly incredible, you just tear her apart.
I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna give credit, but I just want to see like,
this bitch.
What is it
that I don't have.
Yeah,
So
what are you seeing her?
Right. So
Yeah.
y'all question what
And
made
then
us.
you be like,
Okay.
this bitch ain't nothing.
Okay, because it's not like Eb and Tonya are now at the core. We have the same values,
Mhm.
but we're opposite. You know what I mean? Now Tanya's a writer. It has like obviously loyalty is our mantra. Like you know, like we're actually our core is the same, which is like you know, but we don't want to admit that. We're gonna say automatically. I mean, she a little cute.
Yeah.
You know, gotta be a little something, but that's it. We're not gonna
Right.
give too much because automatically, and it's a projection. We automatically do it to project the why not me that we don't want to feel. So we gotta say, you know, something about them to make us feel better for sure.
Interesting. So I have this question for both of you then. So when that happens, is it more of a blow to you to where you try to figure out why does he commit to another woman versus everything you? Because I know that's a line that you say. You know,
Yeah.
I was there helping.
I was
him
there.
Definitely a
Everything.
blow.
It's a
You know what I'm
blow.
Because you give a man, you try to give them the best version of you.
Yeah.
You try to give them everything you think they want
Mhm.
to find out that they don't want that. They over here, and she's totally different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So how long does it
definitely a
usually
blow.
take to get over something like that? And just really.
It depends on the level of
Depends
the
on-
relationship,
Yeah.
on what you jump into. Like Eb is hurt more so because you spent so much time with Eb. You've built this over a period of time. I've been loyal not only in the drug game, but in your personal life. So
Gotcha.
like that in a flip, it's with Tanya. Everything that Eb has ever wanted. And it's like you didn't even build it up. Like it's been time here, and then Tanya got right away. Just women will beg for stuff for years.
Yeah.
And then the next woman get it right away.
Right away.
Oh.
You put all this training
Oh.
on this man, and
That's
then
crazy.
like, boom.
And then
You gotta do something different.
yeah. So it's like
people get beat up.
it's deep.
So we're gonna jump right into some questions because I think some people want to have some questions. Like,
So the first question is for Raquel. They want to know who is Raquel because look like Eb is sitting right here.
So Raquel and Eb are so much the same that we intertwine. Like it's so hard to separate the two because I have fell in love with this character and really become her, and I understand her on such a fundamental level, and I embody who she is. So you know, the only difference, you know, I don't even know the difference. I just know.
That's a good question.
Yeah. That's a really good question.
So we have another question for you. Why were you stealing Eb?
So y'all coming for me. So this is the thing. What y'all don't know is I was just taking it out the warehouse and putting it somewhere else. It's not like I spent the money. I just wanted his attention. I was a woman scorned. It wasn't that I was stealing. It's that I have spent years loyal to Mark, his business, his like he said, taking whoopings, you know, standing up to grown men, carrying a gun, like, you know, making drops, everything, keeping him well kept at night, you know, just doing everything for a man, for in a blink of an eye, it to all turn off and go to someone else. And then I wasn't even looked at, like paid no attention, anything. So what else can I do to get his attention? Yes, like, you know, I'm gonna hit him where it hurts.
That's
exactly.
Yeah.
So I knew that
even if it costs your life,
with his business, this is what he don't play about. I know because I helped build it.
Right.
So I know. So that's where I was like, oh, you think you're gonna ignore me and just go off and live this fantasy life without no explanation? Mind y'all, Mark, you never see him say, "Eb, we gotta talk. Eb, this." It just ends, right?
Damn.
That's cold, Mark.
Bogus.
Damn, that's
bogus,
that's,
right?
I mean, but you had to do what you had to do.
Man.
So this next question is actually for Mark. So, Mark, since you couldn't kill Eb, does this mean you actually have feelings for her?
Well, first of all, you don't be with somebody like that and not have a feeling. Because, and we all talked about this, and a lot of people recognize Mark wasn't really a street dude. You know what I mean? Mark was loyal to the game in itself because of what raised him and built him in that way. So when he found Eb, and I think the backstory people understand it is he found Eb on the streets. And when he brought Eb out the streets, Eb became loyal to him, so he fed that need. And that's where they were. So when it came down to what he felt for Tonya, because that was always there, even from school, it wasn't that he didn't give a damn about Eb. It wasn't that he just couldn't kill her because he had feelings. The thing was, he'd have been a hypocrite because he knew when he saw the video, instantly talking to Corey, he knew what Eb was doing. He knew it. He knew that Eb was trying to get his attention. So when he met with her that night, it was more about he wanted to hear it. He wanted confirmation. Mm-hmm. And once he did, he knew he couldn't get it. So the whole setup was really, really cool to think that it would go. And he had a moment because the rules were he had to kill her. Mm-hmm. But when he looked at her and she was like, so you just gonna kill me? He knew he couldn't do that because he wouldn't be true to who he was. And Mark at that point had to be true to who he was. So it was more like, just take this money and get away.
And never come back.
Now, if you come back, I gotta kill you.
All right, let me address Richard real quick.
What's going on?
Don't hear me. Richard, I already asked your question, sir. I asked why was she still Eb. He said hello. Will you please ask? Now, unless you ask another question.
Is that a shirt? Tell him I'm gonna bring it next week.
No, y'all answer Richard's question.
Yeah.
Okay, Richard, I have your shirt is here. So
it's here. It's here, brother.
Leaving it in the hands of Corey.
Yeah, and I'm gonna deliver it.
He's going to deliver it.
Because this man talk about choking me out if I don't get the shirt to him. I never had the shirt.
I'm gonna help you fight.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why.
Richard is long.
Don't he know I play a gangster? This is not real life. Like he was a real life gangster. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I play one. When this said cut, I was new with my gangster lifestyle. I went back to this lovey-dovey life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, hashtag real gangsters. Not me. You know what I mean?
No, Jamie said it broke the code you and Corey had about stealing from the organization.
Right.
Is, going back to having feelings for Eb. So we have another question. Eb, can you actually return and not get involved with Marc and Tonya's relationship?
Ooh.
Oh, this is
that'd be
heavy.
Heavy. I know what she better say.
That'd be hitting hard.
So you understand that Eb was clowning and doing everything to get Mark's attention. You know? So if she got a chance to return, it would literally be, remember, all she wanted was a conversation and explanation that she was never afforded. And it's not so much.
Live, you right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Blow it back up.
Did you say not the shirt question?
So it's not that she would interfere, but she certainly would hope for some type of conversation, some type of something. She's owed that much, you know? For sure.
Interesting. So she comes back to get some answers. Because really he didn't. Mark didn't answer those questions.
Yeah. There's no anything. It goes from Eb to Tonya like that. Like with no explanation.
So closure is important for you.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Closure.
That is such a drastic, and this isn't like, I mean, we have to think of the backstory where what did it take for someone to be so infiltrated into a cartel? Like, what did it take? It took some type of test, years of loyalty to build up to be the only woman making drops, confronting guys. You know what I mean? Like, this is not somebody who's on the street. This is somebody who is in the business meetings. This is someone who knows where the trap is. This is someone who knows too much. So the amount of loyalty it took to even get there, there's clearly more than, you know, like there's backstory here.
Yeah.
And then to be in bed together, like there's so much more. So it's just piling on. There's so much more loyalty to it than just the shorty from down the street. So the amount of like, it's like you at least owed me. I'm not doing this anymore. Or this is in town. Yeah, right. And it's like, if you're not, then okay, cool. But just nothing and then having to piece it together.
And you know? He just blew off.
Yeah. And there was no
That's good. So if you had to give Eb an explanation, what would give her explanation now while we right here all together? Because she need it. You see, she talking about it. She need it. Give it to her in front of me so I can know what's going on.
I say, well. If it isn't my entangled brother from another brother.
Dude, why is this dude? We could have blocked this dude online. How did he get over here? He wasn't gonna be able to make it. He's gonna be trolling me all night. What's up, brother? It's great because somebody just said something about that too. Is that in there? It scrolls up. It's in there, right above Justin.
That may be what
That's Richard.
About. So I don't see Richard's comment.
It says,
"How does it feel being in the same room with the two ladies he had a sex with?" Richard.
This.
So that's the question. Okay, because
I didn't see that question. Okay, so I'm gonna address this one first. If it came down to an explanation, it would be that Mark was following his heart. The last conversation he had with Q was to be true to what you believe in and what you're gonna do, and go with it. And the truth was, he was in love with Tonya, has always been in love with Tonya, and he thought that he could like ignore that when she came back, but after he sat down and looked at her, he realized, and it's the one I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Aww.
And sometimes that conversation, not in front of Eb.
Respect. I know that's right.
But you know what though? I will say this for me. Sometimes that conversation is hard. When you respectfully have good, and I've had good women in my life in real life. And if you in a situation, that's hard to have that conversation to be like, I'm gonna go be with her. Like, how do you really walk up and say, I'm gonna go be with her? And then she gives you that look like, really?
Do you say that you're gonna go be with her, or do you make up some?
You make up something. You definitely make up something. You don't say that. You just say, I can't do this no more.
Yeah.
Because I thought I could deal with your height, but I can't no more.
Right.
The fact that I got you gotta make up some no shit. Dudes there will almost never be, if there's another woman involved, because I think that's an ego blow too. So I think that thing would never be that I'm going to be with the other woman. You know, because even when you get in situations, you see the other woman come out of it, the first thing you have to, the timeline don't match up. We wasn't.
Right.
You know, I didn't get with her till after all this. Because that's a tough thing to explain.
Yeah.
Because it was tough. If you look at Mark, it was tough because what did he do? He like hugged her before the whole moment. Because when she was like, because you keep effing me every night. You know what I'm saying? So now it was like, damn, she right. Come here.
Okay.
I gotta walk out of this.
Okay.
I gotta kill her because she gonna keep throwing this in my face. I want you. It's something I do want to ask this because Oh, go ahead. Oh, we have always dealt with this conversation when it came to it. And I know it emotionally drained her when this movie came out. During the sex scene, what did that do for you mentally? Because I know for her, it was more of.
And y'all had the longest fucking sex scene.
Because she walked in.
We did.
That was her first day there. And she walked in.
I'm like,
yeah, I came in on set in the middle of y'all sex scene, and you were hanging over the back. And I was like,
what is going on?
doing this?
Yeah, because I remember looking for her afterwards. And she was tucked under the stairs.
Girl, I was so scared. I was like, I hope they don't think I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. I was like,
yeah, so I think we've never really ever talked about that. So what was that like with you dealing with the fact that this was coming out in the movie and showing yourself in that form?
You know, I was so wrapped into the scene and making sure it looked sexy and making sure I looked sexy. I didn't even take a step back to really be like, oh my God, I'm be doing a sex scene in a movie that's all over. You know what I mean? Right. I wanted to show, I think that we still had this kind of like tastefulness to it where it's not like raunchy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wanted to show, show that side of, we had this, again, where it plays into why Eb is the way she is because we weren't just, it wasn't no bend over, pull your panties to the side. We was having some long, intimate nights. Like, this is real life.
Where you sat and talked to me before you went shopping.
Yeah. So, like, other nights I'm waking up to him. We're going to bed. We have this long, passionate sex scene. I'm in my lingerie trying to be.
It wasn't that passionate.
But you know what else I thought about though? This was actually here because remember, nobody in the crew knew that Marc and Ed was sleeping together. Because Corey alluded to it during the club scene. He said,
right.
Y'all messing around, ain't you?
Yeah.
Like, something. So, and the reason I asked you that question, and I knew because Tonya went through a lot of different emotions. Like, her and I would be on the phone, and she would be like,
it stressed me out.
Yeah, because she thought people were going to look past her ability as an actress and just see the sex scene and judge her from that and not look at her.
Yeah, but I also did when we were on set, I made it a point to say, like, we got to do angles because I don't want to show anything. I want it to be all implied. So even that as an actress as well, like, it's hard because you don't want to just show and then not be taken serious on set anymore. Or you get cast for roles because they know you'll do this on set. So it is this fine line where the men can get away with it.
Right.
But the women, like, as soon as you show a nipple, you're like, that's your cast, that's your role. That's what you're exactly. So we need a sex scene.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was really, but the great thing too about just being a family on set, that it was well respected, and like we took angles.
The fact that the dude was in the bed with us.
Yeah, like I wish people would know that I was like bent over. And there's this guy with the camera whose legs are open. Yeah. And my head is like right in the camera between his legs. Like, it's not sexy when you see the whole room.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
Because that was like, there was the makeup. There was a lady that had the water to spray everywhere.
Yes.
There was producer, AD, second AD, yes. Sound.
Yes.
That was like 30 people.
Yeah, and you have all the cameras, so you're making sure, like, it's sex scenes are, I think, some of the most acting because there's nothing sexy about the rest of what's going on around, and you only see this little bit, and it's like, if only y'all knew that there are people above us, around us, and everywhere to capture things. It's not even, it's remotely like,
and it's like an hour long. Like, it takes an hour to shoot,
to just
3 minutes.
film it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You get in the movie and it's like,
that's it.
2.5
That's
minutes.
all y'all got from it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you see that movie, you're like, we need way more.
Okay. I'm like, okay.
Because it was because last week we talked about, like, she had these rules, and when we first laid down, she was like, "Let me tell you something. Don't stick your tongue in my mouth. Don't look at my breast. Keep your eyes right here." And then there was this like action, and she just bit the shit out of me. And then they cut, and I was like, "What the fuck is that? Like, what happened to the other shit you were talking about?"
But Ev, you do, like, when they say action, you go into a different mode because you know that you have to sell the scene.
Yeah.
So you just.
I think too, like, guys that have watched it and come back to me, the one thing they both like about both of y'all, as a part when both of y'all had this look that the camera catch, and it's like, y'all, and they was like, yo, I love this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look, when we like on the steps, you look at me, and then like when you laying back and was covered, and he was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what that is.
You have to have those.
Yeah.
That's how we sell the scene.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. So, somebody being messy.
Lord.
Would you have done 10 years for Marc?
Damn.
So, as long as Eb's been in the game, and the amount of money she's also made, my lawyer on retainer wouldn't have had me do 10 years. So Marc bogus, because the lawyer, she should have got off with 5 years probation. Anyway, that's not it. She had no priors, no nothing, you know, like, I'm just like, he ain't even really love her because our lawyer could have, no, I'm just kidding. But if I had to, loyalty is, like I said, the thing that Marc is attracted to in Eb, as well as because you see the reflection in Tonya, is loyalty. Like, that is it for us. It is the only thing, truly. So I definitely would have, like, without a doubt, without questions, it would have been in the interrogation room, like, Cuz, can you take me to myself?
Right.
Like, what we finna do? Y'all not finna waste my time.
Mark, is it safe to say that you had lust with Eb and love with Tonya?
No, that was definitely love.
You had love with Eb?
Here's the thing. I think what people understand, there's a difference between love and being in love. Mark fell in love with Tonya through the process. He loved the shit out of Eb because of everything Eb encompassed was the loyalty, and she's an incredibly beautiful woman, but she was a firecracker. But it was kind of one of those things that he didn't connect. What he wanted in with Tonya, and he just didn't have that thing for Eb. But it was definitely love there. It was not lust. Because like I said, if you look through there's moments with Mark and Eb. You know what I mean? Like we're at the house. We're sitting up. There's conversations. There's stuff on Mark's mind. And you can see the way she addressed it, that they have conversations. So that was definitely love there. It wasn't, like she said, it wasn't no
Yeah,
portal.
here it was love, not lust. We determined that it was lust.
Yeah.
After she answered the question, he said, "So you would have snitched?"
Never. Loyalty.
Dope. Well, because what people don't know is Eb did do some time for Mark. Eb took a hit early for Mark, and that's why that was another reason he kept her close. When he first pulled out the street, Eb took a hit, did some time. Mark brought her back, put money in her pocket, and she started working. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's not a fly-by-night situation.
So without telling the movie, can we? I know you want some clarity from Mark. Will we see her run in with you and Tonya? Maybe, maybe not.
I mean, I think that what we can expect from two, especially from Eb, is just a chance to see her outside of pull your dick out. You know, like we get a chance to see her on, I think, in a different light. She's still a woman scorned because, mind you, that conversation has not come. So that is more so what we're in the hopes for. Y'all comments. Y'all,
you're quiet today.
He said,
I like this.
I love Jamie. Jamie said, Tonya not liking this shit.
Oh my God. How is she looking, y'all?
You tell me how I'm looking, y'all.
Look. Playback this guy.
I gotta keep my eye.
Kiara said we gotta tat it so we know it's real. We gotta get loyalty tats, y'all.
Yeah. No, because man,
that's funny.
Man,
that's terrible.
I think, will it be interesting? I think it's gonna be very interesting to find out if they run at each other, because understand this, y'all. Everybody thinks Eb's dead, so it's very interesting period that she shows back up.
Right.
So we have to.
Like everybody. So that means Mark got some splaining to do. Because he's the only one who knows I'm not.
They say Tonya over there looking like, well, what about me?
That's the problem. It's all about her. That's the problem now.
We just like, we're gonna talk to Eb, right? I'm here.
Oh, it was something last week that came to mind. But I want to swing this right here. When 2 came about, right? And I know people were rumoring. First, let me ask this: could you ever succeed the success of one happening the way it did, and now people are like, what is it like in the streets? I know we've had a few situations where I've let people meet you. So what is that feeling like? Yeah. We always talk about that feeling. You know, she had a girl cry over her.
Oh my gosh, I know, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys, I can't even begin to just be grateful to be a part of the Love and Drugs family in general. I think people I wish you guys, which is on us, this is great because I want you guys to see that our chemistry and how well we come together, just as a unit on and off set, it's truly a family dynamic. So to have the support from the outside and everyone just being like, oh, you're Eb? It's crazy because I've always been known just as a dancer.
Right.
So to have people even recognize something that I wasn't even supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Something that I wasn't even supposed to be brought back to. It's just blessings on blessings on blessings.
Yeah.
So it's really it's this surreal, what? And I'm usually, And I try never to come off. It's more so shock of being like, oh my gosh, like I'm not gonna cry in front of this person. So it might be like, oh my gosh, thank you, like real soft.
Yeah.
But it's really like I'm really trying to keep my composure because you're like, oh, you're Eb, and I'm like, you know me, like really? I'm like, but you're, you know, like it's so we gotta try to play it cool, like yes, thank you so much.
Because the kicker for me is really seeing you guys, because she don't ever believe it. Like for so long, I've told her this, and then I'll text you all the time, like, hey, I got somebody want to meet you. So there'll be times, and I think the last time we was together, we were doing your documentary, and that lady was on the phone, and I flipped the phone around and she started screaming.
And she's like cheesing, and I'm like trying to be cool, like, thank you. Cool.
How you
How do you suppress that at this point? Because I know for me, I just shared a story yesterday about when I went to my hometown, there was a lady that had a wreck, and the car flipped, so I was the one that pulled her out the car. And in the midst of her getting up and composing herself, she turns around and goes, "Hey, you the dude from Love and Drugs."
I'd have like fainted.
And inside I was like, "Yeah." You know,
right?
You're like, "No, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, are you alright?"
Right.
Because really, if y'all see the car, she's not supposed to be there.
Really?
When I got to the car, everything was crushed except for, and please wear your seatbelts because her seatbelt truly saved her. The only part of the car that wasn't smashed was right where the seatbelt had her tucked in. Because when I pulled the seatbelt apart, she fell like in my arms, and we got out, and all she had was a cut on her foot. That was
wow!
it. She completely walked away from this thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know what I mean? But for that to go on, and like you went from being airborne, flipping a couple times, and
you the dude from Love and Drugs.
Yeah. That's amazing. I pray I never get used to that feeling. It's such an amazing feeling, and I don't want anyone to think that it's a feeling you can get used to because every person matters. Like every support system, it feels like the first time. It's not something that can just dole down like, oh, this is the 100th person.
Right.
It's like another one every time. It's like again. So it just keeps being this high, and it's really amazing.
Yeah.
Especially if you recognize, like, I've been a fan of Santasha since, like, I saw her in a couple plays and been like, how am I going to act with her? Like, you know, like, it was so crazy. And now I'm, like, sitting with her, like, two coming out. You know, we do movies together. So it's just this, like, you have this strong cast, like, pushing each other, trying to match energy. Our first strong scenes you can expect from Eb and Tonya and Love and Drugs too. So it's just amazing to have that energy on set and have someone who you can match and try to, you know, just be as great as for real.
Right. Because that's what I told people, man. Like the whole fight scene, and she hit me, I had to go back and regroup myself. You know what I mean? Like, this is not of Jesus.
Okay.
I know who put this part together. But but honestly, that thing is amazing. And you touched on it. Like you don't ever get used because everybody that responds to you is different. And for the longest, I tried to get her to believe it. Like I would screenshot her messages all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, where are you seeing this at, Corey? And I was like, what? He was like, if some people want to meet you, I was like, they don't even know me. What are you talking about? And then he stopped fooling with me because I wouldn't act right.
Yeah, because it started getting frustrated.
So he would just like call me, do me in the chat, and then someone is there, and then he'll just put me on. And then as soon as they recognize my face, I remember this one lady was drinking, and she was like, and I was like, it was so flattering. Like, I almost started crying. It embarrassed me because I was just like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
really?
Somebody really, like, adores my work and loves me like that. So it's such a good feeling.
Yeah, because I do it to her all the time. Like, I get mad at her, too. I get mad at both of y'all. Like, I get mad as shit at them. Because, like, I'll be interacting with people, and they'll be like, Tonya, Eb, or they'll bring something up. And I'll text them, and either they'll ignore me, or they'll be like, yeah, I'm busy. And I'm like, really? Like, get unbusy. Like, I got someone on the phone.
No, he will call me or text me, and y'all, I have a fro. So, my Nashville Queens, y'all know. So I have braids and little plaits looking like Felicia or Eazy-E, and he got me like, y'all got somebody want to FaceTime you. And now they not gonna see Ed for the first time.
Yeah, he don't care.
Talking about bye Felicia. No.
So I have to trick them now, y'all. I don't straight. Yeah, I find other ways to do it because if I try to set them up, be like, yo, I got this person want to meet you.
So you have to know. I know, like if he does not call my phone and it's coming through the video chat, I'll be like, where my shit at?
Okay, like you gotta know.
Yeah.
So now after certain times, so I have also learned to stay somewhat camera ready because you never know when Corey's gonna be
because I tried
like.
last week I had two people I was doing business with and they was like, Eb. I'm like, yo, what you doing? You busy? She was like, yeah, I'm busy. I was like, too busy to FaceTime? Yeah. I was like, damn.
I am because I already know what you want.
God dang.
So Mark, we have a question for you. Were you promiscuous or were you just thorough?
Was I who?
Thorough. He's promiscuous. That's that on that.
Thorough.
No, I think no. Mark wasn't out there like that.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
It was really just Eb.
I think, but understand, no, because there was another girl. But
oh yeah.
that was the reaction of an emotional moment. You know what I'm saying? He had become vulnerable with Tonya again, and again Tonya took that because what people have to understand is two situations why Mark blew up is because he was vulnerable. He was vulnerable, and Tonya threw it in his face. His whole confessing his sins of him being a drug dealer was the thing to let her know that I have nothing to hide. And what did she do? You're a drug dealer.
You a fucking drug dealer?
You're a drug dealer. So it's
That's like my favorite scene.
So you had sex with another woman?
Yeah, he did. He did. So we didn't know that?
Okay,
so good question.
Barely promiscuous. Stick to that. Mark, they say you still playing both sides. You're still playing both sides on the field. Tonya's about to lose it in here, so let's switch this on over.
No, he's married now.
Yeah.
You know? He's married.
Yeah, but she didn't know that prior. Eb, can you be trusted moving forward? I mean, it seems like when it comes to Eb, Mark can't be trusted, so...
I definitely, Eb can definitely be trusted moving forward. Now, mind you, the money was just leaving the warehouse because she knew. You think Eb ain't know that that's how she could get Mark attention? Eb not hurting for money. You know, she just needed Mark's attention, so she got it. That's all she wanted. The money, like, you can have it back. Like, I'm sitting on this. This is nothing. I wanted you, not the money.
I still want to know who the hell you fucked. And they want to know if you're sweating or if you're glistening or...
Shit.
I mean, he in the hot seat.
Every time you're between two black women you've had a relationship with, you definitely sweat.
They say you sweat, bro.
Yeah. When is a good question coming? Like,
did we grab DeMarcus' question?
How did you prepare for Love and Drugs 2?
Okay, so... preparation for Love and Drugs 2 was intense. I want you guys to know that there's so much training behind the set. Like, I'm pretty sure I was in very great shape. Like, I can't express how much more respect I have. And even this is coming from a dancer where training is like my life, but the training for Love and Drugs 2 was so intense. We had a professional fight scene choreographer. It was so much, so intense. A lot of dedication behind the scenes for sure to make sure we all looked great. We're in sync. Nobody got hurt on set. And that our bodies were just in peak shape on the physical side. And then on the mental side, really just coming back to where Eb was. Watched Love and Drugs 1 about 5-6 times before we start filming just to put myself back into that space of the last time you guys saw Eb on camera. Just to be able to pick up and know where her mind frame is. And then when I got the script, just being able to put myself in a situation, taking myself back from personal situations and just remembering how I felt for sure was a great way to just prepare.
Deep. Somebody said something. Did DeMarcus come across it? He was in there?
That was his question.
Oh.
It's a rhythm of how I'm asking the question.
Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry.
So I'm not going to leave anyone behind. I'm just going with the flow. flow.
Somebody said they coming for Mark today.
Yeah, I don't be understanding that. Like Mark is married now, so I don't know what y'all would be like talking. Like he's a whole married man. If you watch the end of one, Mark went into his new house with his bride, and that's how it went off. Okay.
But Tonya didn't know that Mark has slept with someone.
Tonya didn't know that. What happened? You didn't know that? Mm-mm. What? No, you understand this? There's some things. Who's worried about the past? You know what I'm saying? Like, who focuses on the past? It's about the future. Tonya is Mark's future, and that's all it is to it. Like, who? Do you live in the past? There's the only thing you can get out the past is something that happened back then. You don't want to bring it up there. You know what I'm saying?
He said bring it up there.
This is why you don't go to therapy in certain situations, because stuff come out you forgot you didn't tell. You know what I'm saying? And now you that part. You know what I'm saying?
After says is there trouble in paradise?
Interesting.
I'm about to look up my favorite thing.
So what? They were talking to you.
Trouble in paradise.
No.
What do you think? You think people will leave with after they see love and drugs too? Who wants to answer it?
Tonya.
Well, I'm gonna let Therapy answer.
Oh.
I'm starting with Tonya. Quiet. What do you think people will leave with after seeing love and drugs too?
Okay, let me think.
Somebody say trouble.
Not trouble. I mean, I think they're gonna really, really love it. Like way more than one. But I'm trying to see what would they leave with. Love and Drugs 2 was like very emotional for me, don't you think?
Very.
Like I was like on a straight emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, if anything, Tonya going crazy.
Because a lot happens with Tonya in this one. I think here's the interesting thing about Love and Drugs 2. A lot of people's past comes back into play a part in now what's about to shape them in part 2. You know, I think we get to see that because you get to see everybody's background.
Yeah.
You do. You go into Corey's background, Tanya's background, Ev's background, you go into Mark's background, and a lot of questions. And we talked about this, that a lot of questions are answered, even from one, and we address those issues because people are even wondering about some things about Tonya in prison, like too. It's addressed about some issues with Tonya in prison, and for sure you get a chance to understand that there still is a major decision to make with loyalty, because sometimes it's to a fault, and the sacrifice of love. That's why y'all see the sacrifice key on there, because there's a lot of sacrifices that have been made with decisions based on loyalty. And sometimes when people lie, would y'all agree with this or disagree with this? Everybody lies sometimes to protect somebody's feelings. Sometimes, and not in some situations. Do you think that's wrong though? That if you don't address an issue or you kind of hide an issue, but there's a well-graded intent for it, you know? Because I think part 2 deals with that. There was an intent for something, and it kind of gets blown out. But have y'all ever just like lied to somebody to spare?
I think everybody does it.
Yeah.
They may not want to admit it, but I think everybody does it.
Yeah.
Got the production team over there.
Yeah, I think that I think a lot of people leave also just like you said with the why behind. You get a lot more in depth. Love and Drugs like just handed you everything, and now you get to see a little bit of why everything happened and reasons why it happened and who people are, especially from an Ed point of view. You know, you have everybody team Marc and Tonya, and it's like, wait, but listen, but listen, Linda, listen. You know, so you get to see that understanding side And again, just emotion. Yeah, I think a lot of emotion in Love and Drugs too. People are gonna, again, of course, wonder what's next. Of course.
You know, one thing we did say, and her and I, we had this conversation when we were back in getting ready in the pre-production stages of part two. We said when we read the script, the first thing we said is, Eb has got to carry this movie.
Mm-hmm.
We said that Eb has got to carry this movie, and I think I texted you. I think we had a text
Yeah.
conversation about it. Like, man, you really are going to make part two.
Got to be on her best shit.
Yeah,
This is
it's
all
like
about her.
You're going to take this somewhere differently, and
Yeah.
I always want people to understand it. I know, Marc and Tonya get a lot of the forefront of the accolade, but what we always hold tight to is that, man, the people around us, and especially like now, the greatness that two walks out of is the fact that Elle walked in here and done her shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think you so own that moment of what we were going through in part two. So, man, everybody, the total cast. I said it because I was a little leery about one.
Mm-hmm.
But when we walked away from two, I told all y'all, yeah, this the shit right here.
Yeah.
I said, shit.
Yeah.
Get the toilet bowl, 'cause this shit. This is shit. I'm for real.
All right, funny comment. Justin says, at the end of the day, Tonya just deals Mark's pickle. That's all it comes down.
Why is the internet bullying us, man? I don't.
Y'all
Is
mean.
there anything else that you would like to say to the audience, to your fans?
Yes. Well, Eb, definitely, I continue to thank you guys so much for your support. We got Team Eb shirts coming soon. They will be launching, what's today? Thursday? By this weekend, they should be out, so you guys can definitely place your orders for all the love and support that you guys have for Eb, because everybody cannot be Team Marc and Tonya. Marc bogus, low key, I think we might need just Team Tonya. But that's neither here nor there, you know what I'm saying? But I really thank you guys so much for all your continued support. Be sure to be on the lookout on all of our social media, because we're gonna do some drawings as a cast and then as our own separate Marc, Tonya, and Eb. So just be on the lookout for those things. And I cannot wait for you guys to see what we have in store for you, because this is gonna be unmatched. I know y'all love one, but it's just gonna keep getting better.
And where can they find the shirts?
So I will post everything on my social media. I will be sure to tag the entire Love and Drugs family, so that way if you're not following me or on my friends list, you can be able to get the information from them, because we all support each other. And I partnered with a Black-owned business, so she will be doing all the orders, placing the shirts. I wanted to wait for all of us to be able to, spread the love, spread the wealth. So she will be handling all the orders, any customizations that you guys want, and everything. She'll handle all of it for you and handle all your deliveries and payments directly.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And if you don't mind, right behind you is a picture that we're actually running a contest. So we might have to get you to just stand for a hot second and let the audience see. So this picture right here, y'all can point to it. You can see Marc and Tonya right there. We're still waiting for the best caption of that picture. The best caption will win a free Marc and Tonya t-shirt. So
let's throw this in there. I'll sponsor 2 tickets.
So not only are you gonna, so you gonna do, they're gonna get a t-shirt
and 2 tickets.
I like it.
So we're gonna do a t-shirt and 2 tickets.
Best caption.
Best caption. So what I'm gonna have Corey to do is post that picture after the live, and we're gonna, best caption will win a t-shirt and 2 tickets.
When do we cut this off? When is the cutoff for this?
Now that the premiere has changed.
Gotcha. Oh yes. While we're doing that, there will be tickets opening back up, because the premiere changed. We went to a bigger venue, y'all, for safety, for the social distancing in this pandemic. So it's still going to go on, but we will be at T-Ball in the bigger auditorium. So a lot of you that have already had tickets, y'all did receive emails about the change date and everything. So I think this week or tomorrow or next week, tickets will go back on sale, because they're releasing new tickets. And I think DeMarcus will be updating that and letting people know, but there will be more tickets. So if you didn't have a chance to get your ticket, you have the chance now to get tickets for Love and Drugs 2.
And the link is on our social media. If you follow any of us, the link is there for you to
purchase the tickets.
To purchase the
Put
tickets.
that in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I saw DeMarcus comment on there. The ending of Love and Drugs 2. Y'all think it's gonna leave people in awe?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely wanting more.
Yeah.
Also, Justin would like to sponsor some tickets. Come on, Justin.
Come on through, Justin.
All right, Justin, we
Okay.
greatly
Come on.
appreciate your love and your support.
That's my brother, man. I so love that dude. That's my brother.
Yeah.
I think people really are. I can't wait to see. I can't wait. I am going to literally watch people at the end. I'm gonna just be like this.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
do the turnaround.
You know what I want to see? I want to see, like, for our fans out there, the like diehards who know the movie, who have seen it so many times. I would love to see, like, who's best reenactment for a DVD of Love and Drugs 2. Reenact y'all argument
That's-
scene.
yeah.
Reenact when Ed, Thirsty, Tonya. Can y'all bring it? I mean,
That's dope.
Okay, so
I think that-
tickets on the table. I think that'll be dope.
yeah, we get some tickets. You can get a Team Ev shirt. You can, like, I want to see. Like, I want to see y'all.
Put that together.
Y'all fucking drug dealer. That's like my favorite. It's really my favorite part. Like, I'm not even kidding. So let's see y'all reenactment videos. Let's see. That'd be really dope.
Yeah.
That'd be really
That's
dope.
fun.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. What was it? He said that they giving out information. Hey, appreciate
Okay.
that. Great do that.
Yeah.
I know we're getting ready to wrap up.
He said I'm
but,
game. Okay.
Jamie.
I want to know this. When you think about, because the movie's going international, so now when you think about the next step, what do you think has to happen for us now to be in position to totally win with this now that the world is with us today? Like, what do we do next?
I really feel like this was such a great, just even here, being able to connect with our fans, to be able to give you guys the merch, the support, the sponsorship, to be able to do things for you guys, to show you that we see you, we love you, we value you, we're here and we're listening to you guys. And then just let us know what you guys need from us, because as this grows, we don't want it to outgrow us, and we certainly would never outgrow you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So just to continue to let us know what type of competitions, what kind of things can we do for you to keep you guys hungry for us on scene, to keep the Love and Drugs franchise just growing and growing, and just keep y'all, like,
And
what can we
wanna
do?
meet you guys.
Yeah.
So
Let us know when y'all meet and greet,
Yeah.
host your parties. We all host. We can do what we
So you saying
can.
if it's a 3, you gonna do it? So you saying if it's a 3, you'll do it?
Oh, when it's a 5, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you'll do it too.
What?
This is it.
I'm skating in the background.
Yeah. So it's cool, man. So straight announcement, guys. Yeah, August the 22nd, Love and Drugs red carpet premiere, T-Ball at 6 p.m. Doors open, and we get that thing rolling. The after party will actually all be in the same place, so you don't have to move around. Tickets are on sale for that as well.
Yeah.
And just to answer a few questions, y'all, there will be a requirement of masks, and they'll be setting seats in the situation so there can be social distancing, because we are in a bigger building. I think it's a 3,500 seater. So even with that, we'll still be very safe in that place. So I think God really moved things around for that to happen, because she was stressing out. Like, I think she almost cried calling me one day. Like, I just don't think it's going to happen.
They're gonna cancel the premiere.
Like, she called me like 6 in the morning. Like, bro, they're going to cancel everything. Just know it. I was like, you woke up like this?
Everything getting canceled. I was like, if they cancel this premiere,
Oh.
I know, it really messed with you.
it did.
Because you woke up with it. Like,
Yeah.
who wakes up with it?
It
You
was
woke
in my
up.
spirit so hard. I just felt like it. And
Yeah.
so when the date was moved, I was like, Here we go with this bullshit. It's real mad about it.
So yeah, man. So make sure, man, y'all follow all our social medias. Go to the I Am Marc and Tonya page. Definitely go Known by Style. It's what you see because I tagged her. Actually, she's tagged on my Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram, which is Corey Espy, I am Corey Espy, you will see Known by Style. In case you may get confused on what the name would be on there, definitely want to follow that because she has a lot of great stuff coming up. Also has a documentary that's getting ready to come back out, part 2, that is really, really interesting. Man, I had a chance to kind of listen to that, man. So y'all gonna love the shit out of that. I mean, she's taking you in a part of her life that I think most people wouldn't do, and I think that's a very noble thing because I think maybe this documentary is gonna help a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And the fact that your energy level to get this information out was incredible, and just sitting there witnessing it myself, I thought that was a beautiful thing. Definitely want to stay locked on this young lady because she has another movie coming out called Gutter Money. And it's really, really, really dope.
I'm excited for
Eb has another movie coming out, The Choir, which is where I first met her at, and I'm in there too. But so there's a lot of great things. Of course, y'all, we talked about Switch coming up and stuff. So just stay tuned, man. There's a lot of things that are about to happen, guys. There's a lot of things, and you don't want to miss this because we're not going to stop the movement. We're just going to keep going. Y'all going to keep seeing these faces.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So get used to it. You know what I mean? Get used to it because you're going to see them everywhere. And we just thank you guys for tuning in with us and being here because we know the way y'all was going to grill us, we knew y'all was going to get an
Okay.
We did. So I text
y'all kept me on my toes, okay?
You know what I'm saying? So definitely, y'all have anything y'all want to share with the people before we wrap
Thank you guys. I love you.
Thank you.
That's it.
So man, we'll see you next week, man. We have another special guest in the building. Tune in again next Thursday with Live with Marc and Tonya Q&A, man. And keep the questions coming, man. Y'all can definitely be.
These are some great questions.
Yeah, it is, man. Because I'm gonna tell y'all why it's hard too. It's hard because we don't even give nothing away, and we really want to answer these questions, but it's like, if I say this, it is gonna give something.
I just want to tell y'all everything.
Yeah, really, we really just want to tell you the whole movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But stay tuned. October is a release date that we allegedly, the early release date, I think latest will be December. So don't hold me to that, but just know that I told you that. So that is that thing. So I tell you what, man, we'll see you guys next week. We enjoyed you. We love you from the Love and Drugs family. And enjoy yourself. Stay safe out there.
We're like that.